So this is bad.
Yeah, last session got us in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, no, this is really bad. Let's see here. We explored Eastgate, met some Ermasi, learned about a former Wegret third champion, Sabinn. Yeah, why don't you talk about Sabinn for a second?
Sure. Yeah, we realized that well, Alder has some questions right now. The fact that Eastgate is a pretty well established settlement, that this is something that he has never heard of before, and clearly, the other third champions that have gone out into the world, this is something that they should have seen. Within a week away, that's not terribly far or difficult to get to. And so he was kind of questioning the fidelity of the uh, of the role, essentially, like what third champions actually accomplish, and thinking back about what he had been told by Evan. No, sorry, who was the former third champion that we had talked about? I think it was Evan. Yeah, Evan Press.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Um, and as an old man now, but Evan telling these stories to Alder as well as a couple other of the previous third champions, and now we discover this place that is here, never mentioned. So he brings it up abruptly, and record scratch, and apparently that there is a former third champion here acting as a warlord, a little bit of a tyrant in the region, or I should say area, maybe not region. That might be a little too far spreading. That my presence here means danger for us, and we realize that we need to stop this third champion from our former third champion from terrorizing this area any longer. I believe Elin took the vow.
Yeah, I think it was mine.
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and we did our best to hide, to prepare. None of that went well. We ran out of time very quickly, and then we attempted to face off against Sabinn and Kona. He is the previous third champion, and his band of warmongers, and we got our asses kicked really bad, and we ended up having to just run away. We were successful in killing two of their members, um, but in running away, we are lost in a strange land, and we have found ourselves on a bit of a rise in this. I think we've established kind of like a forested area,
Yeah,
not
like
like
not
dense
super
forest, but
dense.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we found ourselves on a hill that appears to be blighted. Lots of things here that are dead, but it is filled with very crumbly, fragile mushrooms. And we also received an oracle along the way that there is a more dangerous foe who is revealed, which was Sabin, but also our actions benefit an enemy. So as we are fighting Sabin, this is benefiting someone else.
Yeah.
Uh,
And we don't know what that is
we
yet,
have
to
not
be
established.
clear.
Yeah, yeah.
We're just keeping that in mind as we go.
The other thing that we did is we had established from the Oracle that Sabin and his group were weakened. So in defeating those two members, we did mark progress on that vow.
Yep.
Instead of simply lowering the difficulty of the vow, we just ended up marking progress as we picked off a couple members, which I feel is what we're probably going to have to do because like we're going to
Yeah,
have
unless we can come up with another non-violent approach, which, you know,
to.
with a good die roll could go well.
Could, yeah, but yeah, Alder is not in great shape. He's only at 1 health, 3 spirit. His momentum is knocked all the way down to 2. He's not great right now.
Yeah, I'm at 3 health, 2 spirit. We're at 3 supply. I did burn my momentum as well. So, um, what's the word? Convalesce. I think we need to convalesce a bit.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Um, so I think we find ourselves in this, this blighted area. Um, I think it's like, is it getting dark? Like this is
I
kind of
think
worst case
we
scenario, huh?
I think it was the middle of the night. I think the way we described it, I don't think either of us listened to the last episode again before recording this. Um, is it's like at least I'm picturing it was like a full moon,
Hmm.
or is like very bright moonlight was kind of illuminating this hill where it was completely washed out. Like we could see the area around was alive, but this was just gray and devoid of life. I'm imagining it like the world 8 levels in Mario 3, like kind of almost like negative color scheme. Like it just feels very um, otherworldly in a really disconcerting way.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Um,
I'm also picturing Elin is just like maybe very briefly just goes into almost like a like freak out rant, just like what just happened, what is going on, like what do you know about that guy, and what is all this stuff, like what are we doing here, what are we gonna do, this is bad, this is bad, what are we gonna do, like that's not gonna go on for a long time, but she just like gets all that out and then child like kind of collects herself for a second.
Um, I think Alder is just looking at himself currently, looking at Elin, seeing that Elin's in like slightly better shape than he is, at least physically. She's obviously
Mm.
rattled, but um, I think he, I think he just kind of like sighs, looks around, and I, I don't know. We need to find shelter, and we need to rest. I'm not sure what else is out here, but we are in no condition to face anything right now.
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right, and let's avoid that area. And she points to the blight.
Yeah. I think maybe we backpedal a little bit, right? Like we kind of retrace our steps a bit back to a place that looks relatively safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's a move like make camp, right?
There is a make camp. There's also a resupply and metagaming a little. When you make camp, you roll plus supply.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like we should try to resupply first.
Yeah. Yep.
Or maybe one of us will do resupply and the other one will make camp.
Yeah. Well, so I can use Threshka to help resupply.
Ooh, all right. So
Uh,
do you maybe you and Threshka do that?
yeah. Yep. We can do that because I think we roll wits for that, right?
Yep.
Okay. And Threshka gives me a +1
Sweet.
by allowing me to or helping me kind of look around. So let's do this first then. Let's try and find some supplies to recover. And here we go. So I'm going to be rolling with the +3 with this.
Nice.
Weak hit.
Okay.
Weak hit. So we are looking at take up to 2 supply, but suffer -1 momentum for each. Well, can we
Uh,
go below 2?
yeah, you can have negative momentum.
Okay. So could I drop my momentum to 1?
Yeah, you're at +2 right now, right?
Yeah.
So you want to take one supply for and but give up one momentum.
Yep. I
Okay.
feel like
And that puts us
this should bring
at
us
a
back up to
plus
5, right?
4. I have us at a +3.
So it's a +2 supply for 1 momentum. So that should not bring us up to max, right? With the 5.
No, it says up to +2, but -1 momentum for each.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get us up to 4 then.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yep.
So yeah, what do you and Threshka find out there? My first thought was like fish. Maybe you find a little river,
Yeah,
like a little
I think
brook.
that's going to be probably the easiest thing. I think it takes us a while to find a clean running brook. I
Hmm.
think that's what that momentum loss is. It's difficult to find a clean stream, and I think maybe it's lucky that we saw that blighted hill because we're able to avoid a stream that kind of runs adjacent to it as we're
Hmm.
backtracking and avoiding that particular stream and any dangers that might come along with it. But it takes a lot more time for us to find a suitable um, alternative.
And I think while you're doing that, Elin is kind of making camp, but then you show up with some fish, and she's like, "Oh, nice!" And she like whips out a knife, starts filleting it, knows how to cook. Like she's fish is a big part of her life, and she like thanks Threshka, gives her a little scratch. Threshka's a her, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So as Elin is kind of making camp, starting to prepare some food, I'll just roll make camp, which is going to be a +4 because of our supply. So
Hmm.
that's pretty good. So that is a weak hit, which means we pick one: recuperate, partake, relax, focus, or prepare. So take +1 health for you and any companions is pretty good. That's probably what I should do. Oh, we each choose one. So
Hmm.
one of us can choose recuperate, and I think we both get +1 health.
Okay, nice. Uh,
We can also reduce our supply. We can do partake, which is suffer -1 supply and take +1 health for you and any companion. So we can each get +2 health if we do recuperate and partake. And the other options are relax, you get +1 spirit, focus, you get +1 momentum, which are also good. But I feel like health might be pretty important right
yeah,
now.
and that would knock our supply back down to 3. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is like that kind of makes sense because it's the fish you just brought back
Yeah,
aren't getting added to our supply. We're just going to eat them. We need the protein.
yeah.
We get a good night's sleep. We heal up a little.
Okay. All right. I'm up to 3 health. That's good. It's better than 1.
So I think Elin is going to have a dream.
Okay.
So before the game, I was thinking about birds and Elin's perspective, just kind of wondering like, why is everything about birds here? And my first thought was that she saw once she was like way out away from out of sight of land, out in a boat, furthest out she'd ever been, but still felt safe and comfortable because she's on the ocean. And she saw the Cenostarian, that massive seabird, which maybe she had even never seen before. They're not well known, they're not very common, but these things are huge. And so I was thinking about that, and then I rolled an oracle. I rolled the plot twist oracle and the theme oracle, and the theme was burden, and the plot twist was an unexpected power or ability reveals itself.
Nice.
So I think she very briefly warged into that bird and saw through its eyes, but like she saw the kind of the size of this continent in a way that nobody in Var had ever seen before, like in that Western human, that's the area where the humans settled. She maybe even saw the city that's out there. She saw the Gloomlands, like she saw all this stuff, and it just like messed with her head to the point where she thinks this was she isn't totally convinced this ever really happened, like it's a dream or it was a nightmare or maybe a vision but not actual reality, and she just like has always kind of put it out of her mind. And I think that's what she is going to dream about tonight as she thinks about just birds,
Hmm.
and everything keeps coming back to birds.
Cool.
So that's what's going through Elin's head, and she does not like it. and then just kind of wake up feeling a little unsettled.
Okay.
Trying to figure out like, did this really happen? I don't think she's gonna say anything to Alder yet. It might come up, depending on what they talk about.
Okay.
Like maybe she's even up early. Like Alder gets up and she's already like, frying up some, anchovies or some other little fish.
Cool. Okay. Um, so we're a little rested. We need help, Elin.
We need a lot of things.
Yes, but we need help. We need someone to provide us sanctuary, a place to recover, a place to plan before we can return to Eastgate and face Sabinn.
What do you know about Sabinn? What do you remember? Like, is he someone we can face head on? Like, would he ever yield? Can he be convinced?
He he kind of thinks for a moment and shakes his head. And it's clear he's unsure. I knew Sabinn. He helped train me. Our time spent with the Weegrits was... I respected the man. I still do. But he has always been hard. Very sure of himself. Difficult to sway. If he has made up his mind in this place, I do not know if I have the ability to change his mind, to guide his course in a new direction. And then I think he just kind of drifts off a little bit without really any further explanation. But I don't think that Sabinn is going to be easily pacified.
Mhm.
Like this is going to be a fight.
Would he believe that you had changed your mind and forsaken your role as well?
If we had not already faced each other, perhaps. But I am not as good as you are when it comes to deception or lies.
I mean, let's be real. If if I actually pulled off
That's
any
true.
deception in this time.
That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's something Alder is, not too keen on anyway.
Yeah. All right. So we need allies and we need a plan. Where do we look for allies? Like we can try to sneak back into Eastgate and just rally the town.
I think we need to find somewhere else. I think that Sabinn would expect us to return to Eastgate, and if he is not personally waiting for us, certainly some of his crew is. We cannot trust anyone there any longer. Surely, if
Yeah.
he's terrorizing this area, there must be other places that we might be able to find sanctuary in.
Yeah. A man like that has enemies for sure.
Then let us do the unexpected. Let us wander a strange land instead of returning to safety immediately.
Okay. And I think Elin, before we go, she's going to head over to that blighted hill and very carefully collect some of the dirt and some of the mushrooms in one of her little sample jars, just for later, just in case. No idea. She's like, I don't know. I don't really want to deal with this right now. We'll come back to this, but it could, could come in handy.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? Like, uh, so I think I want to undertake a journey.
Yeah, though gather information does say when you search an area or conduct an investigation or follow a track. So that could also, since we don't have a destination, I mean, undertake a journey says when you travel across hazardous or unfamiliar lands. So they're both are pretty applicable.
Mechanically, I guess. Well, we didn't take the prepare for the +1 to undertake a journey,
No,
but I
yeah,
don't know. I feel like we're gather information. Yeah, search an area, travel across. I don't know. What do you think? I guess. What do you think fits best?
hmm,
I guess with the gather information, I'm not trying to complicate this quest or introduces a new danger. Like I get how that might be fitting here, but I really am just trying to.
we're just trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like we do know. So we did establish that there is like a road leading east.
Hmm.
So maybe it is. Yeah, we head out not on that road, but like
Right.
parallel to the road, staying kind of hidden, and yeah, maybe we set this as dangerous.
Um. Yeah, I think dangerous would make sense.
All right. So we are journeying. I'm just going to put into the unknown, and we're hoping we can find somebody that Sabinn has pissed off.
Yeah. All right. So this would be plus
This is,
wits.
yep.
Is that right?
Do you want to roll the first one?
Yeah. So Threshka can help me out on this one as well, so I can get a +1
Nice.
to it. So this would be again a +3 to the roll.
It's a good bird right there.
Yeah, she's coming in handy. Yeah, yeah. Let's give this a try here. All right, here we go.
Is that a miss or a weak hit?
This is real bad. Okay, so I rolled a 6, which means I get to a 9, and then my challenge dice are 9 and 9.
So it's a miss and a match on the challenge dice. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my god.
Yep.
So what does that mean?
All right. So on a miss with undertaking a journey, you are waylaid by a perilous event.
Pay
Pay
the
the
price.
price.
So with pay the price, it always says the most obvious, which to me is like he's there with his people, but
Yeah.
unless you want to do an oracle,
I mean, I think the most obvious is they've been tracking us, and maybe it's not
yeah,
him and everybody, but like we
it's like
get jammed up,
4.
yeah,
Yeah,
with a couple of their scouts.
yeah. Do we run or do we fight?
All right. Let's do this. Let's roll to see if it is a one-on-one situation or we are outnumbered or if we outnumber them.
Yeah. Are you going to use? There's an encounter. Um, what's the word for if it's like troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, or epic? There's an oracle for that.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it's troublesome, that would probably just be 1-to-1. There'd be 2 of them.
Right. Yeah, let's see here.
Rank. I think it's rank. Is that the
That sounds right. Challenge level.
level?
Whew, formidable.
Formidable. So to me, that would be like 4 or 5 people,
I mean, I would say that's two
right?
people. I would say,
2 people.
yeah, I would say, I would say, I would say, one on one. We are injured currently.
Yeah.
We are not full health, full strength.
Okay. Formidable I would say maybe 3 then. Like
Okay.
something that we like could maybe survive,
Mhm.
but given how it's gone.
Yeah, but because dangerous would be, you know, dangerous would maybe be even. Uh, Maybe troublesome would be 1, I guess. Now I would say dangerous would be 1. Troublesome would be we see them and we have to stay put and then they don't see us. That would be
Yeah.
troublesome.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So we're saying that there are 3 of them.
I think that makes sense
Okay.
for formidable.
All right. Um,
So we could use like I definitely Elin does not want to fight 3 people. She doesn't want to fight anybody right now. This is just gonna keep devolving into fighting. So I think she wants to avoid them.
yeah, I think that's going to be the best. I'm trying to think if there's anything we could add to the match. Like I feel like this is kind of
For
already real bad though.
Yeah. I mean, unless we want to make something like we notice that like they have signs of that corruption on them, that blight, something
Mm.
like that to connect it to that blight that we don't know what it is yet.
What if what if they aren't looking for us?
Hmm.
They're looking for this currently undescribed, unnamed enemy. Or they've just faced off
Okay.
against it in some way.
Okay. I like that. I'm starting to feel like it's got to be some sort of like corrupted magical creature that's like leaving this blight in its wake.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, maybe they're a hunting party going out to find it or
Hmm.
to look for it.
Right. They don't even know we're in the area.
Hmm.
Or maybe they only know about us, but they haven't seen us. They weren't part of the other group. They're actually working towards something else.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. So we see based on their like what they're carrying with them. Maybe they have a big cart with like a cage or nets, or like they're obviously. I guess that could be for us too,
Hmm.
or even like like a deer carcass. They have like bait, and that's how we know it's not for us because they're not going to hang a deer carcass to lure us out.
Mm. Okay. I like it. And we're now like, we're kind of caught between this whole thing.
Yeah, like we could like, and also maybe we're kind of like, okay, if we learn more about this, it could be advantageous to us. Do we follow them? Or do we try to find like do we want to find out what this creature is that they're fighting, or do we want to try to find other people that can help?
I mean, I feel like we're in a tough spot right now.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out if we are going to. Here's okay. We are searching for help, right? We're looking for another small settlement of some kind, a village, even like a camp, anybody that we can talk to and hopefully align with that also fear or dislike Sabinn and
Mhm.
his group. As we're traveling, we hear uh, another group of people, and we very quickly recognize that they belong to Sabinn's group. They have just they're talking. I think we hear the conversation about them leaving the bait, and that they just need to wait quietly. We're hunkered down, and as we're hearing this, and we kind of exchange glances, I think one of us looks past the other, and we see the deer carcass, which is very clearly like we're right there.
Oh, like we are at the bait.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which
Yes.
means
Okay. I love
we
it.
have to move. Like we cannot stay
Yep.
here. Now we aren't necessarily having to engage with them in any way,
Yep.
but we can't stay here. And I think that's
Yes.
that's the situation we're in.
So this feels like a face danger roll. React to an imminent threat.
Yes. Yeah.
with speed, agility, or precision, roll plus edge. Like this is just get the F out of here.
Yeah, I mean, this is not great for Alder, but yes, I think that Edge is going to
I
be
can do the roll
okay.
for us. You could try the aid an ally, which would be so secure an advantage to aid your ally when you assess a situation.
Hmm.
It seems like Alder is like you know what's happening here
Hmm.
very quickly, and then Elin's like, okay, let's go that way.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, let's do it. I think with this one, it's going to be. This will also be with Edge. Does that make sense?
So secure an advantage with speed, agility, precision for edge. You could also do expertise, insight, or observation for and roll plus wits.
Ooh, yeah, let's do wits.
And I feel like that makes sense with the scenario.
Yeah, yeah, I think that does make more sense.
And so all this does is if you get a strong hit, I get the +1 to my face danger roll and the momentum.
Okay, let's see how it goes. This will be +2. Oh, so close. Weak hit.
Okay. So I still get +1 momentum
Mm-hmm.
that I can maybe apply to my face danger roll. So I am going to. So, okay. You point out the carcass. We realize we need to get out immediately. I quickly kind of assess the situation as well and know and just kind of instinctively know which direction. Like I've dealt with predators before. You have too probably, but like I know I feel like I feel when there's like blood in the water and the scour fish are coming. So I'm going to go plus edge, which is a 2 for me. So +2. That is a 5. The challenge dice are a 2 and a 9. So a weak hit on the face danger. You succeed but face a troublesome cost. Choose one. You are delayed, lose advantage, or face a new danger. You are tired or hurt. You're dispirited or afraid, or you sacrifice resources. I don't really want to face a new danger.
Yeah.
um, like afraid makes sense. Like this is still just kind of piling on, and I could take one stress. Okay, I like that. Like, and I think maybe it is a little metagamey, but I think it's just Elin is still kind of like, what am I even doing here? I was sitting on my boat fishing a week ago and drinking seaweed beer, and now I'm running from God knows what and trying to avoid a bunch of men who want to kill me because not even me, because of the person I'm hanging out with. Like just all this is going through her head as you two are just crouched, us two are crouched and beelining it away from this trap that they've set for whatever it is. And okay, we do succeed though on the weak hit, so we have gotten away or out of danger. I think that counts as progress on our journey though to journey into the unknown,
Yes. Yep.
looking for trouble.
I feel like Alder is going to suggest that we stay in this area and we maybe try and ambush these three. We need to come up with a name for their group. Um,
Oh, okay. How about what's something very anti-bird?
yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that. I mean, birds, they're cats, right? Like cats are the worst predators of birds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's kind of the thing that comes to mind. Um,
Cats are of the order Carnivora.
mhm. I mean, I kind of like the idea of calling themselves the Fishers,
Mm,
right? I mean, they're brutal.
that's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he is, does he call himself the Fisher King?
No, I don't think we're gonna go there. But I do like that. I do like that they are. an animal a mammal, first of all,
Mhm.
and one that goes after. It's just vicious. I mean, yeah. So, um, call them the Fishers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. What about like Fisherkin?
Fisherkin. Ooh, I like it.
And I feel like like it's also got that whole like trying to instill a sense of camaraderie in his group, like you're all kin and you're all hunters together, sort of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we have these three Fisherkin. They don't appear to be part of a search party for us, but if we can ambush them and just weaken them a little bit further now that they're separated, wait until they're distracted, whatever they're waiting for,
Mhm.
we can attack when when they're distracted.
Or when they're fighting this big beast.
Sure, yeah, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
um what do you think?
Let's do it.
What does
Yeah.
Elin feel about that?
Oh yeah. Hide and then ambush somebody. Hell yeah.
Okay, I think there might be a moment of confusion that Alder is bringing this up, because that is definitely not his style.
I actually, so not for Elin. I think she's like, yes, all right, hell yeah. Like I like how you're thinking. Like I don't think she's at this point. I think she'd just be enthusiastic. I don't think she would quite click that like this is a different thinking for Alder. She'd just be like, yeah, you're this is the right way to approach this. Like you're finally coming around.
Okay, perfect. Um, so yeah, I think that I mean, what are you thinking we do first in this case?
So I think we want to just kind of position ourselves in where we can observe them and the trap and just try to assess, who is the leader, who is weak, watch for somebody, like if somebody wanders off to go to the bathroom, like can we separate them, just look for any sort of advantage. And I don't know if that's, there's the secure an advantage role.
Yeah, or gather information. I
Yeah,
feel like
it could be
either
either
one of
one.
those might be good.
Hmm.
So, how about this? I will roll gather information, and I will roll plus wits on that. Um, how about you try and secure the advantage
Hmm.
with like the stealth?
Yeah, with shadow.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to roll first, or do you want to roll first?
Yeah, let's, because like maybe narratively we'll figure out what sort of information you can glean,
Okay.
and then I'll build on that and make, we can do an oracle here if we want to.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Ah, that's another miss. Wow. Come on. I rolled a 2. All right. My highest roll so far was that 6. So,
And that was the one where you rolled two
yeah,
nines.
exactly.
And I can't believe you had a +3 and you got a 9 and then you got two
Yeah.
nines.
All right. Your
Man.
investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Pay the price. Um,
This I think we should think about a little bit, because I don't think like it shouldn't just be like they spotted you while you were trying to learn about them. Like it's got to relate. I feel like it's got to relate to what they are doing and how that might relate to what we are doing.
yeah.
Like even could just be something you overheard, but I don't know if you want to roll an oracle or if we want to look at there is a pay the price oracle as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I just rolled on the pay the price oracle. A new danger or foe is revealed.
That keeps coming up for us.
Yeah.
We can't just keep adding foes.
Yeah. Keeps on coming up, and I feel like, so narratively I kind of like the idea that this is happening, because
Mhm.
it's just like this place is insanely dangerous, and
Yeah.
maybe it's not for people who live here, but it definitely is for idiots like us who don't know
Yeah.
the land and
It
what's
it
there.
really reinforces that we need to like go back to Eastgate and fulfill some small vows
Hmm.
and like get some new assets. So the very first thing I thought of for the new danger, and if we do not have to go with this, but was that the whatever this creature is like starts to approach, and we see these three fisherkin take out some of those like blighted mushrooms and eat them, and they like power up. But that's like does not have to be the way we go with it. That's just the first thing I thought of.
Hmm. I don't know. I mean, I think those blighted, as something that's blighted, I feel like that would not power up, right? Like I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
that
that would,
makes sense
yeah.
for sure.
Um,
But maybe the new danger is just like this thing arrives, and it's
a new danger. Okay. I like the idea that we are in this thing's territory,
mhm,
and our movements are very, very dangerous because there are pockets of these blighted mushrooms all over the place. If we're not careful, we're going to start interacting with them in a way that
mhm,
Alder definitely doesn't want to. And Elin might have different feelings about it, but we can
yeah.
establish now that they are dangerous.
So is it more that like while you're sneaking around trying to learn information, like you step in a patch of mushrooms and
Mhm.
like accidentally like breathe in a little and start to cough or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm imagining. So it just makes our
Yeah.
travels through this area. That's like the new danger that is now officially introduced, and
Hmm.
that we should avoid them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. And because of that happening, you weren't able to actually gather any information.
right. Yeah, like we
Yeah,
had to
that makes
spend
sense.
so much time being careful, watching our steps, our footing, that sort of thing. Um, yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with.
So that gives Elin an idea. So I'm going to roll secure an advantage. I'm going to use with expertise, insight, or observation. Well, no, I'll do okay trickery. I'll do the plus shadow, um, but with a focus on the trickery. Then we'll see how this roll goes, and then I'll tell you what she's doing.
Okay,
So plus shadow, I have a 2, so this is plus 2. Don't have any ads for it, right? Yeah. Yes, that is a strong hit. I rolled a 6. It's a 3 and a 1.
nice.
Seeing how you reacted to breathing in, she decides to gather as much of this mushroom dust as she can to basically make like tear gas smoke grenades with her glass jars that we can use on these guys to incapacitate them.
Okay, and this was secured in advantage.
Yep.
Nice.
So take control, make another move now and add +1, or prepare to act, take +2 momentum. I feel like I need the momentum. So I'm going to take that. So my momentum's up to 5. So we've got these smoke bombs that we can utilize. And I don't know, do we want to just keep waiting to see what shows up? We don't, because we don't have, like, these would be useful for sure if we want to ambush these guys,
Right.
but it's still 2 against 3. We don't have a great track record with combat. And I don't, I know if we get into a fight, we're going to at one point roll a miss with a match, and then that's going to be when the creature shows up.
I know we're rolling not great. Um,
Like I would much rather wait and see what happens with this creature. If it shows up, maybe it doesn't. Just because they put some bait up for it doesn't mean it's going to arrive. Like we can roll for that.
right.
They could give up or get bored, or we pick them off. Like I said, we see if they separate at all, and then we try to stealthily assassinate one.
I mean, I like the idea that we wait in hiding and just for them to maybe separate. Let's just do that.
Yeah, I feel like we don't even have, like, eventually one of them's gonna wander off to pee. Like,
Yeah,
that's gonna
exactly.
happen.
Like I feel like that's going to be something that's inevitable. If we just stay put, we can wait, keep an eye on them, and then I feel like we can
And
just like enter the fray, right? Like right into that.
well, I've got my cutthroat skill where if I am in position to strike an unsuspecting foe, I can do +2 harm.
Nice.
I feel like on a strong hit, that should just take one of these guys out if I want to try that.
Yeah,
Okay. So the plus shadow will basically determine if my ambush is successful.
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then if it is, when I strike, that's when I'll do 4 harm in one hit, which is on a single person
Should
a,
be
a lot of
enough. Yeah.
progress. Yeah. We could
Yeah,
also just call it.
yeah.
Okay. So I am going to enter the fray. So I think we're both crouched. We're hiding a little bit of ways apart from each other, watching. And Elin sees one guy kind of wander off more towards her, and she realizes he's going to pee, and she just kind of sighs because she's gonna have to watch him pee, and then sneak up behind him. And I am going to enter the combat with plus shadow and enter the fray. And okay, I don't have any adds to that. It's just +2. That is also it's another good roll, but that is a miss.
Oh.
Combat begins with you at a disadvantage. Pay the price. Your foe has initiative. This was a terrible idea. So I think he just somehow he hears me coming. I step on, classic step on a twig. He turns around. Does he harm? Do I take harm, or does he call out to his allies?
I think in this case we've established she's not ready for a fight, so I don't think there's harm that he'd be able to inflict, but definitely
Hmm.
he alerts his allies.
Okay, so he calls out.
Hmm.
He's got initiative. I'm going to immediately clash.
Okay.
So close quarters, I roll plus iron, which is only a 1. I'm not going to get my cutthroat, which is a bummer. Um, are we calling them troublesome or
I would
dangerous?
say this individual
In
is troublesome.
individually, they're troublesome.
Yeah. Because we said that all three of them were a formidable threat, so I think just one of them were at troublesome.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna clash. Roll plus iron, which I have a 1 in.
Miss.
I rolled a 6,
Yeah.
but I got matching 10s on
Oh
my
my
challenge
god.
dice. What did I say?
Oh my
What did I say?
god. This is going so badly.
Miss and a match.
Wow.
So I am outmatched. My foe has initiative. No, so this I feel like is like I feel like I just get fucking flattened. Like I go to swing with my knife and he just like punches Elin in the face. And I'm gonna take. I think since we said dangerous, this is gonna be 1 harm.
Troublesome for a single. Yeah.
Sorry,
Troublesome
troublesome.
for
Yeah,
one
1
harm. Yeah.
harm. And with a match, is this when the beast shows up?
I mean, we could do that. I think that one of your bottles break.
Oh, okay. I like that. Let's not. Yeah. So I start to cough. I feel like I fall and land on one of them, on
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
bandolier, and then I just start to cough uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Yep. What? Okay. So let's jump over to Alder. You heard the guy cry
Yeah.
out.
I mean,
You
I'm
are
going to
still
I'll
hidden.
enter the fray as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to jump.
Are you gonna come help me, or are you gonna try to surprise those two?
No, I'm gonna run over to help you. Yeah.
Okay.
That means that I can roll plus heart, uh, like facing off against your foe. So, all right, here we go. +3. You gotta be kidding me right now. Oh my god. All right, roll to 5 +3 is 8. My challenge dice, 8 and 10. So I can't buy a weak hit. Okay. At this point, I'm kind of at a loss because we have had so many misses at this
Yeah.
point. Like, it needs to be terrible. Like, this is so bad.
And like we're trying not to get into fights now. And so okay.
Man.
So Alder runs over and maybe one of the other two hits you with a ranged weapon like a net or a bolo, like they had something that was meant to fight the creature and they nab you with it instead.
Okay, so I just rolled pay the price. I got an 11, which is you are separated from something or someone.
Do they recognize you as a Wegret and they capture you, throw you in that cage while I am incapacitated coughing on mushroom dust?
I don't think that one guy would be able to do that with me.
Well,
Um,
three of them though. If the other two are the ones that throw, I mean, I'm not saying I want it to happen.
yeah, I mean,
Maybe they don't get there yet. Maybe they're trying to drag you over.
I think we're in a I think we're in a spot where I get pushed away from you and I can't see
Mhm.
you anymore. Like,
Okay.
you're down in the brush coughing, they're running towards you, but I can't get to you. So, like, one of us is going to have to face off against two enemies essentially if we stick around here
Mhm.
any longer. I think that's the scenario.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I like your version better.
yeah. I'm trying to like figure out how we can survive this, like, because this is all going terribly wrong. Um, yeah. This is bad.
Yeah.
So we don't have the initiative. And I
No.
think that as they're running towards us, I'm going to say that maybe Alder has like one more. He's going to try and clash to try and get to you.
So remember, you can also do it as like face danger, security advantage to like kind of narratively affect the fight and build momentum. That's kind of what I think how the flow is supposed to go. You do other moves. Like it could be you stand up and you yell to get their attention so they're not running towards me. Something like that would be more of a security advantage. And then if you do well, then you get that momentum that you
Yeah,
can
I mean
use
that's also the
towards.
problem. I have because of all my failures, I am still at one momentum. I've made a half dozen rolls at this point and have nothing to add. It's real bad. Okay, so face danger. Attempt to do something risky or react to an imminent threat. Okay, definitely imminent threat. I'm gonna try rolling plus heart with courage to try and like leap to your aid. And let's do it. Let's do it. It might get me one momentum. Hopefully. Jeez, that's terrible. No, that's terrible. I have to get a strong hit to get one momentum. That's not good.
Are you on? You're on face danger.
Yeah. No, I might as well clash.
Oh yeah, the weak hits on face danger are
Terrible.
all consequences.
Yeah. Um, yeah, they're terrible. Yep. So I'm gonna go with clash.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I can kind of see why, because with face danger, you can roll it with any skill. So you can like reason into picking your highest skill. So at least you have a slightly better chance. Whereas Clash, you have to use Iron or Edge, but your Iron is pretty high, isn't it?
It's two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
It's not terrible,
All right.
you know. So yeah, I'm gonna clash because I we need to put these guys down.
Yeah.
We're this is real bad. So here we go. So as Alder gets pushed away, the other two are alerted and start rushing towards us. He's going to try and regain his position using his shield to maybe parry, you know, the attacks of the one we caught unawares. And let's see how this goes. There we go. Strong hit, finally.
You always strong hit on a clash.
Yeah, clashes.
All right.
All right. So what's nice is that when I clash in close quarters with my shield bearer talent, I get plus one momentum on a strong hit.
Nice.
So that gives me. I'll knock that up to. There we go.
And this is the guy that is standing over Elin.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think
Okay.
he's like moved away from her and is now like pushing me away, essentially.
Okay. And do you do 1 or 2 harm?
So I have a choice on a strong hit. I can inflict harm, and then I get to choose one more thing. So I can inflict harm, and then I can either inflict another harm or take an additional momentum.
Okay.
So I think I want to inflict the harm.
Okay.
So that
So your harm with your shield one? Are you using your shield to attack,
no,
or is
I'm
it your
using the
spear?
spear. Yeah,
Okay, so your harm is 2 harm,
yeah.
which will be 6 progress, and if you take that additional harm, it'll be 9 progress on this one guy.
Um, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do the
Okay.
extra harm. Yeah. I'll worry about momentum here in a minute. If we can take this dude down quickly and then
Yeah.
get out of here. Do you want to do anything as you struggle?
Um. Yeah. I mean, I think I could just clash.
So we have the initiative now.
Oh, right. So I think I will just try to, I could roll end the fight on this person,
Oh,
right? Because it try to take them out.
yep.
I'm gonna do that. So
And it
so
would
this
be
is just 2
9, right?
challenge dice versus the 9.
Yeah.
So it's a 9 and a 10. God damn it.
Oh my god. Oh man. You have lost this fight. Pay the price.
So I picture like Elin like pulls herself together, like flips over, stands up, and charges at this guy wanting to tackle him and just like stab him as they go down. And he somehow does he see it coming, or is this when the other two get
I
there?
think the other two get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and one of them just knocks her down. Um, oh God,
Wow.
can you roll me a pay the price oracle?
Gee. It is harmful. It is harmful. That is the pay
So
the price.
maybe I should take 2 harm instead of 1 harm.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how to resolve this. You have lost the fight though, because that was
wow.
intended for because like that's what we used to end the fight with a single person.
Right. Wow. I mean, I think this is on a miss. You have lost this fight. I think we can't stay. We have to
Yeah,
run.
we run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. We run.
So yeah, I take 2 harm. I'm kind of picture like I charge at this person. The other two come in. One of them, maybe just like hits me up the side of the head with a club or something, and I'm like staggering. You grab my arm, and we just book it.
Yeah.
And we probably need a face danger to run away, right? That's not really facing danger.
Man. Yeah, I don't know.
Unless like this is a little silly, but this we could roll this as our next undertake a journey step. And if it's a miss, then we don't get away. That's
That's
not really what it's
that's
meant
not
for. But
exactly right, but also
yeah.
not terrible. Um,
I mean, we can also just say we get away. Like we are giving up this fight. They have a job. Like they might not even know who we are. They're like, these people just attacked us out of
right.
the blue. We fought them off.
Right.
We're focused on our mission, and they just let us go.
Yeah. Like maybe they chase after us for a little bit and then one of them calls back, not to get separated. And maybe we hear something like, don't worry about them. The whatever it is, we'll get them.
Yeah.
We'll finish them
Yeah.
off. Right? Like, so they regroup. What are we going to call this thing?
Yeah, let's come up with a name, and then I have an idea.
How about Slar?
Slar?
Yeah.
SLAR?
Yeah. Just
I kind of
going through some
I
images
kind of like
here.
it being like Slarblight or Slarbeast.
Sure. Yeah.
Slarbeast.
Yeah.
So we hear them yell out, "Don't worry, the Slarbeast will get him." And then, like as they're running, Elin turns to Alder and goes, "Slarbeast, what the hell is that?"
Alder looks at her. You know that I don't know what that is. I'm not sure why you keep asking.
This has been an episode of Adventure Engines, where collaborative storytelling and world building drive our adventures. We hope this podcast will inspire you to try something new in your games and expand the possibilities of the stories you create. Ironsworn is by Sean Tomkin. We are Jeremy Sampson and Christopher Dunn. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and begrudgingly on Twitter at Adventure Engines. And our website is adventureengines.games. Thanks for listening.